morning, friends. Hello. Okay, so I am going to show you how to use, I'm just pinning this comment right here. If there's any products that you want after this that I use, just comment match and I will send those over to you. Or if you want a color match to the makeup I'm going to show you. And I call this viral makeup because literally it's still going viral all of the time. And this is the makeup that I've been using and loving for 3 years. 3 years this month. Isn't that crazy? And I've been color matching for 3. So I can color match you to this teeny little compact. Yes, it can do your entire face. In fact, I've even been doing my eyebrows with it lately. Who am I? So really you only need a low one of these, mascara, if you wear mascara, and then some kind of either setting spray or setting powder. We do have both. I personally like to use a different setting spray, but that's because my skin is a little bit more dry. So tell me hello and where you are watching from. And if you are new to my page, I specialize in making makeup really, really easy for people. I have been teaching makeup for closer to 15 years and I've always loved makeup. I also share like mid-size fashion on my page, things like that. Hi you guys, and if you comment match and you don't get a form to fill out sent to you, just message me and I can do that for you afterwards. Hi from Canada. Hello from Idaho. I am in my kitchen. The lighting is terrible all over my house right now. It's so cloudy. It's so depressing. Okay, so I already have my part of my skincare done. I went a little easy on skincare today because I did get dermaplaned yesterday. So hi from Massachusetts. I should have worn my Boston shirt. Hi from Grace in Rhode Island. Hello, you guys. So I already have my skincare. I always start with an SPF. You can use lots of SPFs. Hi, you guys. Hi from Indiana. You can use many SPFs. Now, I will say there are specific SPFs that don't work with our creams. Just like any makeup, there's going to be an SPF or a skincare that doesn't work with it super great. That's just how it goes. And I will say our creams don't technically need a primer, but I do really like the Celeste primers with it, or e.l.f. Power Grip if I had to choose. Oh, this little baby that's grown back needs to get out of here. So I am using a tinted moisturizer. If you want the link to that, I can give that to you. It is not necessary to have a BB cream underneath your makeup or a tinted moisturizer, but if you've been watching me for any amount of time, you know that I like to do that. I do have a lot of redness that I like to even out. And so instead of putting on an SPF and then color correcting, I can just do both at one time. So that's why I like to use it. It also is super hydrating. So this is a moisturizer instead of a BB cream. My BB cream, which is over there, has a little bit more coverage, but I am just going a little light-handed because I don't know. It's actually just because that's the one I chose. As opposed to the BB cream. I'm not doing like a full look today, and usually if I want like more coverage, I'll go with the BB cream. But this, I really think that this is like a dupe for the Ilia skin tint. So if you like the Ilia skin tint, I can't stand the smell of the Ilia skin tint. Now, if Ilia came to me and was like, hey, we would like to do a sponsored collab with you, I'd be like, yes. But I love the Ilia skin tint, but I do not like the smell. And I'm not going to lie, the price is a lot. It is a lot. So this one is less than half the price of the Ilia skin tints. And I feel like it's just as good. And it actually sits a little bit better under my Saint makeup. So that's how I feel about it. It does pass European makeup standards. So that is also important to me. You guys, I've been getting viral, like TikTok makeup to try, and it's all stuff that isn't, that isn't like European standards. And the reason I say that is because my skin is so sensitive. And now that I've switched to pretty much like simpler ingredient kind of makeup, anytime I use something like out of the norm, my skin freaks out and I hate it. Okay, so my tinted moisturizer is on. It just gives me a little glow. I look like a unicorn. And then I have some fun freakouts down here. Like I said, I think it's because I've been trying this makeup behind the scenes. I don't tell you guys everything I try. Oh my gosh, but have you guys, okay, the whole point of this is me showing you how to use this makeup. I just used my tinted moisturizer. Are you guys getting, so those of you that are commenting match, are you guys getting a match form? Okay, so you technically can truly get away with using one brush with our makeup. You are gonna have to clean your brush more often, but we have an instant like cleaning spray. So that's no problem at all. I personally like to use 2 brushes, but I'm gonna show you with just one today just for the sake of it. 2 that you might get are either the detail brush for one, like your whole look, or the 3D brush. I'm gonna go with the 3D brush just because this is in more of like the pre-built collections if you ever decide to do a pre-built collection. And I'm gonna show you the 2 different ways that you can do this makeup. A lot of people get like stressed out because they're like, I don't know how to do the dot method. I don't understand all of that. So I'm gonna show you the easy peasy way, and then I'm gonna show you the 1 layer way, which over time you can do. And you're gonna use less product, you're gonna have less makeup on your face. You guys, I am barely tapping into my main highlight right here. So I am tapping into my main highlight, and I am going kind of all over my face like you typically would a normal foundation. You have the 3D one. Yeah, the 3D one is, I think that was our most sold brush last year, I'm pretty sure. So I am going all over my skin like in the areas that I typically would with like a normal foundation. This is a really good way to start this makeup if you are not familiar with it or you're just getting started. I just think it's just a kind of simple way to do it. So I am doing a very, 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 very light layer, and you guys, you barely have to tap in because our creams are so pigmented. So every single one of these colors has pigment, so it acts as like for a different part of your skin. So I'm going all over to make it easy peasy, okay? I did lose some of my tan, so my main highlight's a little bit dark. And when I say main highlight, this is your foundation shade, okay? So the typical Makeup Land world. Can we just talk about how clean my brushes are? I used our deep cleaning brush cleaner the other day, and now like I don't even want to use any of them because they're all so clean and pretty. But if you are noticing your makeup is starting to like look patchy or it's going on unevenly, wash your brushes. And that goes with any makeup. So now I'm tapping into this brighter skin tone shade, and this is what you would think of as a concealer color. So we're just brightening inner and outer corners of my eyes. This is a very bright brightening shade, friends. So when some people get their color matched by me and they're like, oh, my brightening shade doesn't look as bright as yours, I actually wouldn't normally suggest Versailles with Athens. This is actually just what I had because I need to change out some of my colors in my palette. So I would normally recommend like White Peach with Athens or like Palace, something like that. So don't stress out if you notice that mine is looking a lot brighter than yours. Okay, inner and outer corners, center of nose, you would go kind of right here on the Cupid's bow, and then chin. Now, here is something that people get a little confused about. And this is, I have done this since I've started wearing makeup. I actually used to buy 2 bottles of foundation. And mind you, when you're buying a $50 bottle of foundation and you need a second one, that's $100 in your color. It's like ridiculous. Anyway, I would always get the darker color and I would have it here, and then I would always put my lighter of color of foundation along my jawline. What is the color you use for dark circles? I personally like to use Palace, but it just depends on your dark circles. Okay, so I'm going along my jawline with that brightening shade, and what that does is it just kind of meshes that color a lot better. Okay, do you guys see that? So that's what I like to do. And now I have all my brightenings done. I need to add a little bit here because I have a little shadow. Okay, now what you would do is go into your contour. I have been asked, can I just use a bronzer as my contour? You can too. Yeah, the cool thing about this makeup is like it's customized to you. You can use it however you want. You mix Athens and Hazel, love it. So I am tapping the contour into my hairline. And I will say, if your contour is going on patchy at all, hi you guys, hello. Then I suggest 1, we need to check out your contour shade, or 2, wash your brushes, or 3, add some main highlight in your contour area first, and then put your contour on. Sometimes we just need a little bit of something, okay? Like we just need a little barrier. So you guys, instead of swiping, if you kind of tap, you're kind of placing the color where it needs to be. And what I'm doing is I'm starting like back towards my ear, the top of my ear right here, and I'm bringing it forward to the like iris And that's really as far as I like to go. Some people like to bring it in further. Some people like to bring it in like less. It's totally up to you, and you will find what you like. So tapping it in, do you guys see how I didn't really even have to blend anything? I just tapped that color in. And then yes, there's no wrong way to apply this makeup. And really with traditional makeup, there really is an order you need to go. So the cool thing about this is if you know nothing about makeup, this works for you because it's so forgiving. Okay, so I just took what was the remnants of my contour shade and I put it along my jawline and drag it down. So I sound like a turkey. You guys, and people always ask, are you sure you can get away? Oh, for round faces. Yeah, I'll tell you that in a minute. Yes, you can get away with one brush. Look at that. Do you guys see any contour left on there? The point is that the majority of your product is transferring to your skin. So I do have a little bit of product here. Look, I do have a little bit, but it's barely anything. And that is why we just pride ourselves on these brushes. So if you got Saint and you're like, I don't know, it's not working for me, and you didn't get a brush, girl, go get a brush and then make your decision. Yes, setting spray. You need to use some kind of setting spray. Now, I'm kind of a rebel and I don't always set my makeup. But you do want to use some kind of setting spray or some kind of setting powder, because the thing about creams is that it does not dry down the way liquid does. And that's why liquids are so drying, is because it sucks the moisture out of your skin. Okay, so what I just did, and if you're someone who is struggling with your nose contour, use your finger and just dab it in a line like I just did, okay? Get away from the brush. And plus the brush can add a lot of contour on accident, and sometimes you don't want that. Okay, that was the easy peasy lemon squeezy way to apply. Now I'm gonna show you the one layer method on this side. So I'm going in with the same brush and I'm kind of squeezing it like this, and I'm just gonna tap into my contour. Now you guys, those of you that have Saint and you're like, my contour is hard. It's supposed to be harder than your main highlights, because your contour is not sitting in places where our wrinkles move. So my wrinkles are all here. This is where my face moves. Our contour is not there. So we need those colors that live in the land of movement to move a little bit better with our face. Our contour does not need to move. In fact, who's at my house? In fact, we don't want our contour to move. We just want it to shadow. So we're just gonna place it in this area and then it's gonna stay there. So that's kind of why the contour is a bit harder. And if you're like, I just can't blend it. What I just did, you guys, did I do anything special with my blending? No, I just literally tapped it into the areas that I wanted it. And your makeup should be going into the areas that you apply. Where you apply is where it should stay. Okay, I hope I'm making sense. Teaching makeup is like one of my very favorite things ever. Okay, now I'm gonna go into this brightening shade. And another question I get asked a lot is, well, what order should we set up what order should we set up our palette? That is entirely up to you, you guys. Sometimes I set up my palette differently than this, but most of the time I set it up in the order I apply. So my typical order that I apply is contour, brightening shade, main shade, and then my lip and cheek, lipstick and blush. So how I put mine in order is not necessarily how you have to put yours in order. That's why I'm saying, like, there's really no wrong way to apply this makeup. It really is just so versatile. Like I said, sometimes I'll have my main shade first and then my brightening, then my contour, and then my bronzer. So, okay, I'm applying that brightening shade down here along the jawline. Remember, you can get color matched. You guys, I've color matched tens of thousands of people for 3 years. So, I know it's like super weird, and I feel so bad. So I had someone who was supposed to do an in-person color match with me, but I didn't have her shades, like a clean thing of her shades. And the cool thing about our program is we don't have to carry inventory like old direct sales, you know? Yes, main shade equals foundation. Main shade or main highlight. And so anyway, but I know it can be really scary getting color matched online, but I promise you I've done it for tens of thousands of people. Okay, so what I'm doing with this main shade, aka main highlight, aka foundation color, is I am now going in all of the other areas that don't have any color yet. So if you were just thinking of like, okay, where exactly would that be? That would be in like my beard area. That would be like in my beard area, my scuba goggles area. So where scuba goggles might sit. My friend Jessica always says that, and I think it makes just so much sense. And then your beard area, okay? So beard and then scuba goggles like this. All right, so I kind of already have that all blended in, you guys. I just kind of tapped that in, and that is like the beauty of this makeup, is it really shouldn't be that much blending. Oh, love you, girl. Okay, sorry you're going to your dentist. Hopefully it's an easy one. Did you guys see my waxing, my Brazilian waxing situation? Oh my gosh, if you haven't watched that reel, you should go watch it. Okay, I am now tapping into that contour and I'm coming along my nose. This is just a very easy way to do your contour. And then you can add a little bit under your lip right here if you want to add just like a little bit of fullness and poutiness. Okay, next things next is your lip and cheek. Now, your lip and cheek takes place of your lipstick and your blush. And you can absolutely get away with only 4 colors. In fact, I could use my contour as my lip liner, my eyeshadow, and my eyebrows. And I'm literally done. I would also obviously need this brush if I was going to do my eyebrows. Okay? So it really is like your makeup bag in one little teeny compact. Yeah, well, okay, so the kind of funny thing is about my wax yesterday. My best friend, she owns a med spa. She's really, really good. Like her salon, her med spa is very successful. They have like really great employees. It's just my pain tolerance with that. I can have major surgeries and be up doing chores the next day, but I cannot deal with like a laser on my face or a wax, apparently. But anyway, her mom, who was like my second mom growing up, I walked out of the room after I got dressed, and she had tears in her eyes from crying, laughing, because she had heard me from the front, and I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know that she had heard me from the front. Okay, so you guys, this would be your entire makeup look. Again, you can add contour as your eyeshadow, no problem. How quickly can I get palettes to clients? I color match within 24 hours, and then as soon as you order, you typically get your palette now in a week or less. Okay, but then if you want a full color match, not just the basic, then you're gonna have a second layer like this. Okay, I like the add-ons. I like the bronzer. So yes, I'm still gonna use the same brush. And I'm gonna go bronzer. And I'm going to just warm up my cheekbones and my forehead. So I'm just tapping this on, and then I'm gonna go in and blend. Now, a bronzer, I get asked, okay, well, why a bronzer? You don't have to have a bronzer. I personally like a bronzy look. I like my face to look more warm. A lot of my clients who get bronzer are like, oh my God, I love bronzer. Bronzer is like my favorite part of my whole makeup routine. I just think it warms up your skin. It brings life back to it. That's just how I feel. And then something else you'll get matched to by me, which is totally optional, is an illuminator, okay? It's like this shimmery, dewy color. We have powder formulas and we have cream formulas. What this does, it just illuminates the high points of your face. Newbie here, is this cream-based makeup and how does it work on over 50 skin? Okay, first of all, this is the best makeup any mature skin could have. It is a cream, so it's not going to dehydrate your face. And really, after 25 is considered starting to mature skin. We lose elasticity, the glow goes away, and this just really brings it all back. Like if I showed you guys my makeup pictures from 3 years ago, and I'm good at makeup, and I'm just saying that because like that's just like something I'm good at because it's something I've done my entire life. I'm looking back at my face then compared to now is totally different. I have such a glow. So this is absolutely, if you are over 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, you need this makeup. Okay, so I just put on the cream bronzer, and you guys, here's something else I want to tell you. I'm going to add a little bit more blush. I'm going to add blush on top now. Is some people ride or die have CC creams or liquid foundations that they absolutely love and want to stick to, and they don't want to move away from it, but they're interested in the creams. You can absolutely put your liquid foundation on first or your CC cream. Like It Cosmetics, you know, I just had a partnership with them, which was so cool. And people ask me like, okay, can you wear Saint over it? Yeah, you would just skip your main highlight shade. You would just skip this shade right here. But you would still use your brightening shade and your lip and cheek and your illuminator and your bronzer and your contour. So if you are someone that really likes your liquid foundation but wants the glow of everything else, this is still an option for you, okay? Okay, so I just added more blush because I'm a blush girl. And then I also do match you to eyeshadows. Now, I don't have, okay, I'm gonna use this. This is an It Cosmetics brush. My eyeshadow brushes are over there because I just cleaned them. But typically I match you to colors I think are good on just so many people. I'm going to apply this color. And you guys, you don't have to get the eyeshadows. The eyeshadows are totally optional. And what I used to do, and I'm sure some of you guys could relate, is because I was an Urban Decay like makeup girly, okay? I loved their eyeshadows, especially when I would go do weddings. And I would buy all of the palettes, but guess what? I only used 1, 2, or 3 eyeshadows out of each palette because I didn't like the entire palette. So here I am spending $50 or $60 on a huge palette and only using, you know, a couple colors, and then I would hit pan, I would have no more of that eyeshadow and I'd have to go rebuy the entire palette. The amazing thing with Saint is you don't have to do that. You get to buy the colors you want and build your own palette. So you're not buying a $30, $40, $50 palette with all of this eyeshadow. And when I used to travel, I would have to bring like 5 eyeshadow palettes with me because I wanted colors from each of the palettes. So I really like that it's so customizable. It's really cool. It's less expensive than MAC and Urban Decay, but just as pigmented, and you get more product. So it's really cool. Okay, I'm using Philly, and don't be mad at me. Philly is out of stock right now. I don't know when she's coming back. She will be back, but I just don't know when. Okay, so I'm just adding a little bit to my outer corner here. And you guys, I have so much to film today. Not like a, oh, I have to do it. I get to do it. I just posted a bathing suit reel, which was very difficult for me to post. I like sat on that reel for like a week and a half. I made it like a week and a half ago. Maybe even longer actually. And that's hard. It is hard to put yourself online. So I've lost like 75 pounds and then I've carried a baby, birthed a baby, had a C-section. And you know, I'm going to be 36 this year. So it's like my body is not the same as it was 15 years ago. And you know, it's kind of crazy getting yourself on that. All right, so I am now gonna put mascara on. So I really did everything out of my palette just now. And I'm not gonna do my eyebrows online just because I really have to get in there and look. But I have been using my contour lately and I've really liked it. So I did my entire face, besides my tone and moisturizer, and then mascara. I am gonna use a setting spray. Setting sprays. I get questions about them. Charlotte Tilbury's is great. Stinks though. I like have a thing with something stinking. You looked amazing and rocked that bathing suit reel. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. The Charlotte Tilbury. Like I love it, but I don't like the smell. Celeste's setting spray is really good. Milani is good if you are on a tight budget, or the Urban Decay one. And the Urban Decay the Slick one is good for my oily nails. Okay, so now I'm gonna use what is this? Mascara. And this to me is like a Benefit dupe. I'm actually finally almost out of this mascara. So yes, you guys, you can get customized to this little palette. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. I usually don't use this little palette. I usually use this big Mama Jamma. I like a lot of options. I just like to work out of like one and not trade things out a lot. So I do use the palette 18 the most. Just because, like I said, I like options. Urban Decay setting spray breaks you out. That is what I've heard. I've heard that from actually a few people. Oh my gosh, I wonder if that's why I've been breaking out. It's because of the Charlotte Tilbury thing. Because it really has only been since I've been using that. I wonder if that's it, you guys. Oh my gosh, because it has such a high fragrance. And you guys, I don't do fragrances very often. So I wonder if that has something to do with it. Ooh, I wonder. Okay, that would make sense if that's why. I should think about that. Okay, I'm getting my hair done tomorrow. Look at all that grow out in just 8 weeks. That's crazy. And I'm gonna make her wax my eyebrows, even though I hate waxing my eyebrows. The mascara I'm using is False Lashes by Celeste. I can send it to you. Just comment match and I'll have it. I'll have my system like automatically send it to you. Okay, so I am just putting this on. Like I said, I think is a Benefit dupe, and it's almost half the price. It's bloody wonderful, and I'm only gonna do one coat for now, and then I'm gonna let it dry and then do another coat in a bit. So you guys, here we go. We're all done. We're all done. I gotta go film some content because I'm going to Mexico next week. You know, I say like I'm gonna pre-film and then I do, but then I also film stuff like while I'm on vacation. Actually, I'm not super great at doing that, but I'm going to this time. Okay, you guys, that is the makeup look. I just have to go fill in my brows a bit and do one more layer of mascara, and then I am finished. I hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. Bye.